sitting out here on my patio, just talking to the Lord. I just wanted to give everyone an update. For those who know me, you know I don't watch mainstream media. I've been keeping my eye out on Milton, who is planning to make a direct hit in the Tampa area. Our zone, which is Zone D, is not set for evacuation, but if it does, A, B, and C are mandatory evacuations right now. If my Zone D is, then I will be driving to a friend's house. I have two options, but I'll take the closest one. She's about 20 miles up the way. So that's where I'll go if we are mandatory evacuation in Zone D, but we're not. So as people know, or you may not know, I do live right on the bay, but if you're looking at a map of the bay, I'm kind of in this perfect little niche that the Lord has put me in, put everyone here in Solaris, hence the reason we're Zone D. The storm surge would have to come in 35 feet for it to make an impact. So what I'm going to do, just to give you an idea, I've been talking to the Lord since this thing has brewed. In all transparency, I 100% believe in weather modification. I believe in cloud seeding. I believe that this is evil man doing an evil agenda. I don't find it odd that here we are right before an election, this is happening. So I'll just leave it at that. But you can look up Project Cirrus, I think is the name, Cirrus. But anyway, with that being said, I wanted to flip the camera around to give you guys an idea of where my apartment is on the third floor. I'll be clearing the patio later tonight and getting all of that organized. I'm already prepped here. I'll fill up my tub. That's not only your potable water, but your clean water in case I need to bathe or whatever, depending on how long we don't have power for. I have plenty of ice. I've got plenty of water. So as far as that is concerned, I'm set. I'm good to go. But even if, and I know he will, the news is hyping it up. Like, I don't care what's happening in the water, right? Yes, he's a Cat 4 or Cat 5. I think he's a Cat 4 now. I mean, that's just common sense. They breed on the water, and our water is extremely high in the Gulf, and the news is going to spin everything to a dramatic effect because they want people to panic and be in fear. And as I've commented on many feeds that I've been watching, the only time people should really panic and fear is when the rapture happens and millions of people disappear. Then you should panic because that means you've been left behind and you're stuck in the tribulation. So anyway, we can see our fake clouds in the sky too, but I'm going to flip this around so you guys can kind of see again where I live. And I'll also zoom in. I don't think I can though. You can see over the second seawall the line of debris, and that's where with Helene, which I had never seen it come up that high, but it still would have a good 12 feet if not more to jump over the seawall, and then it would have another, I know the distance between two telephone poles is 25 feet, so at that point it would I would say that's at least another 15 feet before it would even reach. I've moved my car. My car is not close, because I do my apartment. I can have the partial view of the bay. So I've moved my car. I'm using wisdom. So again, if they evacuate Zone D, that's the zone that I am in, is at that point that I will absolutely obey that. Because it's not the wind and it's not the rain that's going to kill people. It's the storm surge. So I would highly recommend that if you're living in this area, if you know anyone who's living in this area, A, B, and C have mandatory evacuations. I highly recommend that they leave. Tampa Bay is going to be pounded, so pray for Tampa. They are going to be underwater, literally. Not only do they have to contend with the rushing of the ocean coming in, but then they have the bay coming in, and then they're also right in the Hillsborough River. So, and downtown will be decimated. So pray for those homes, pray for those people. Pray that God would intervene miraculously as only he can, right? He is the creator of the universe. He can calm the wind and the waves. And I might be ignorant standing on that, but I know who my God is. I know exactly who my God is. And I just stand in faith. Listen, does he do everything like he did in the Old and the New Testament? Absolutely not. But that's where our faith comes in. Has he healed my goiter? No. Has he answered prayers that I wanted him to? No. Does he show up in miraculous ways like he did back then? No. But God works according to his providential plan, and I'm never going to be the person who says that my God can't do it, because then I wouldn't be serving God, right? So anyway, with that being said, as I said 70,000 hours ago, I'm going to flip this around to give you an idea of where I'm at, what my unit looks like. And, in our apartments here, the breezeways actually help. It circulates the wind, so you don't have a direct impact like you would on a home. So anyway, here we go. It'll zoom in for a minute, and then it'll zoom out. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so to give you an idea, I'll circle it around this way first. Let me get off this chair. So this right here would be the first seawall, as you can see. And then back behind there, where my finger is pointing, I know it's a little blurry, but that is a creek that runs into the bay, okay? Here, this always fills up with water, even during a torrential rainstorm. So it's come up, you can see the little lines. It's come up pretty far, but it's got to come up the hill. So even if that water were to come up, I'm third floor, it's not going to get into my unit. It's not going to raise that high. So I would have that seawall that water would have to jump over. And then right here where I live, there's another partial seawall. It's that way. So that gives you an idea. And now you can see across from me. So again, that's probably what? I don't know, guys, 15 feet. Yes, Sarah. So A, B, and C are all under mandatory evacuation. So, and then your place is where I'll go. So anyway, so here, like I said, this parking lot from that seawall to this seawall, what, guys, is that like 15, 20 feet? So as you can see, and again, I don't think, I can zoom in. Okay, so see all of that debris that's sitting there right here? So that right there is how far the water came in with Helene. And I'm showing you guys that for a reason, because I do not believe that, again, even if Milton were to bring in a powerful storm surge, it would have to, from that debris to that seawall, again, I know you guys can't see that like I can. That is probably another 12 to 15 feet. I'm just, in my head, I'm thinking of a 6-foot man. He can probably, a 6-foot man could probably be there probably 3 times, right, head to shoulder. So that gives you an idea there. All in this area that you can see where my finger's pointing. So that is actually the water right there. This is all water, the bay. And then if you look here between my neighbor's place, you can clearly see the water is right there. So I'm in a good place. I'm not worried. I'm not nervous. God is in control. But that kind of gives you an idea of where I am at. I'm going to flip this around. I'm in my jammies. So anyway, that just gives you guys an idea. Clearly, there's not going to be a podcast tomorrow night. And I don't know about Friday. But again, I have faith. I don't watch mainstream news media. I do follow Ryan Hall, y'all, on YouTube, who is not into sensationalism and all of that stuff. So, but pray for us here. We're definitely probably going to get the effects of a Category 3 hurricane. But I also believe that, again, God controls the wind and the waves. And as long as this wind shear stays in place, he's going to lose a lot of steam once he makes landfall. And Tampa is like 20 miles from where I am at. They really need prayer. But other than that, like I said, my patio, everything will be gone off of it. Even with Helene, I didn't remove anything. And again, here, the way the wind will work is the wind it all depends on the direction it's coming in. So Helene, I had 0 wind on my balcony, but all of my neighbors were getting pounded. My friend across the street on the opposite side, her apartment was getting pounded. I had 0 wind. So it all depends on what the wind direction is. This building that I'm in, it did take on some damage with the tiles across the street from me, building 9, they had it as well, where they've lost tiles. There's a blue tarp, and that was from Helene, right? Well, actually, it started from last year, but we won't go there. But so there is, just pray that the structural of the building will last, and I know it will. I mean, this place was built in 2015, so you have to have hurricane spec on these buildings. We're prepared for it here in Florida. As long as I'm prepared here, I know I'm probably going to lose power. All of my phones and well, not like I have 20 phones. I have one phone. My phone, my tablet, even my laptop is charged. I would have to use my phone as a hotspot in case I needed to get on the internet to see what was happening. But God is in control, and I don't live in fret or worry or fear. Because I trust him. I trust him with everything that's in me. So, but it's going to be impactful. I'm not sitting here and taking this thing lightly. And even if there is an evacuation, like I said, Sarah, I will be at her place, and we'll go from there. So, but I'm used to this. I've lived in Florida on and off most of my life since I was 16. In 2004 and 2005, we had 3 hurricanes back to back: Charlie, Francis, and Ivan. Charlie was probably by far the worst that I had ever been in. And yeah, I did have my ex-husband at that time, during those years, that manly figure to help you out. But I have Christ now. So, but we're good. If I can go live and keep you guys posted tomorrow, I will do that if I'm in a safe place. But I just pray for us here. I'm not nervous. I'm not worried. You just never know what can happen structurally with a building. So I do covet everyone's prayers that God keeps us safe here. The sun is peeking through the fake clouds. All of our man-made clouds, but the sun is peeking through right there. So anyway, that's it. You guys get to see all my beautiful rosacea. That's all I can ask for, guys, is just prayer. God is in control. And, I'm not, I can't rebuke it. I'm not a cat cur. But I covet everyone's prayers. So, Clearwater Beach is probably going to be hit hard. Just to give that in perspective as well, Clearwater Beach is about 7 miles from where I live. So, of course, the water's not going to come in 7 miles to where I'm at. There will be downed trees and power lines and things of that nature. Yeah. And in case you guys are not aware, here in Florida, a lot of our power lines are underground, and they do that for a reason. So, and if they're not, they always trim back trees here. So if once hurricane season starts, you'll see a lot of crewmen coming out just cutting back on the trees. So we prepare. Our governor is amazing. Ron DeSantis is absolutely amazing. He just gives such a calm to everyone. And, when you have a leader who is calm in the midst of turmoil, it really does change the dynamics of what's happening. So anyway, that gives you an idea again of where I am at. You can see, that I'm good. I'm in a good place. So I'm safe. I'm 3rd floor in an apartment. Water will not get this high. Again, just pray for the structure of the apartment building, that whenever the wind comes in, that, Oh, and I have to show you my pine tree, y'all. That's Mr. Pine. Yeah, he's been with me through, I've lived here 6 years. This thing has swayed in the wind. Even in our, mid-afternoon storms, this guy will just bend back and forth. So just pray that Mr. Pine will be all right. I want Mr. Pine to survive. He sometimes will swing. He will swing so close this way that sometimes I feel like he's going to come and hit my balcony. And we have a relationship. Me and Mr. Pine, we have a relationship. So just pray that my pine tree lasts, because I don't know, he's fun to watch. Birds jump in that thing. He's got a lot of flexibility like I do. So anyway, hello, my beautiful best friend Carly. I can't believe you're awake. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's crazy. Um, I don't know if you just tuned in, but I was just kind of showing my property. So not my property. It's not my. I don't. It's my apartment. So I wish I had property this big. But anyway, guys, just pray. Here we go. Weather modification at its finest. I will keep you all updated if I can. I'm working remote from my job today and tomorrow. Now it's projected to hit us a little earlier on Thursday morning. We'll see. God's in control. Anyway, I love you guys. That is my update. So right now it's the calm before the storm. It's absolutely beautiful out here. And I don't know. I don't believe in um, that all of these hurricanes are real. That's just my personal take. I really don't. I mean, you can look up Project Cirrus and see that for yourself. For us to be that ignorant to think that they're not trying to do something, especially to disrupt an election, I don't know. But they're not going to stop me from voting because they have to have us vote, no matter where. They have to have voting polls open because that's how we work here in America. And if I have to drive 7 hours to vote, I'm driving 7 hours to vote. I will keep you all posted. Absolutely weaponized weather, Jojo. I absolutely believe that wholeheartedly. So anyway, that's it for me. I will tune in hopefully on Wednesday. We should start picking up. And you guys get to see me in all my natural beauty right now. But anyway, I will talk to you soon if I can. Just keep us in prayer, especially Tampa. And that's it. So I love you guys. Mwah. Jesus is coming. And how do I end this again? I never know how to end it. Oh, there we go. It's wrapping up here. All right. Bye, guys.